What's up, fam? Welcome back to another exciting edition of Keith Walker Books Reads. Oh, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. All right, today I'm going to share a poem with you. It is titled On Not Being. It was written by Mary Hope Whitehead Lee. I love this poem for a lot of reasons. I don't have a lot of background information on the poet, but I'll share with you some of the reasons why I love it after I read it and do an analysis. All right, I hope you like it. On Not Being. She never wanted, no, never won. Did she want to be white, to pass, dreamed of only being darker. She wanted to be darker, not yellow, not no hot brown neither, but brown, warm brown. She dreamed her body moist earth brown. She prayed for chocolate, semi-sweet, bittersweet, dark chocolate, milk chocolate ice cream. Mama took her out of almost all black Lincoln High because she used to catch hell every day in gym class. The other girls reacting to her like she was the cause of some kind of god-awful allergy they all had. Contact could be fatal. Survivors would be scarred with kindness because she wasn't dark enough, was smart enough, wasn't rowdy enough. Had a white girlfriend because none of them would be. Beige or buff, ecru or chamois. Just wasn't colored enough to get picked for the softball team, wasn't sufficient protection against getting tripped in the shower. She wondered, would they have treated Florence Ballard so shabbily? But she envied them all, felt every once now and then they might have been justified, since after all, they was brown like the sun loved they skin special, 'cause it warmed them. Chestnut, bronze, copper, sepia, cinnamon, cocoa, mahogany. Her hue was drab, faded out, yellow like a scorched July sky just for it rains and rinses away the hint of brown from the smog. She wasn't no Maureen Peale, no high yellow dream child, not Dicty, a hex muttered, not Hinkty, a curse let fly, not Sadiddy like girls were supposed to be. Did they went to Catholic school or was they from Germantown or Baldwin Hills or Valencia Park? The man she married, because he was the first one to ask, her being afraid nobody else would, said he thought he was going to have to marry himself a white because he couldn't find no colored girls was intelligent enough, but with her being the next best thing to white. All right, so that's that poem. I hope you liked it. All right, so as far as the analysis, I'm sure you guessed by now, this poem is written about a biracial girl mixed with black and white who has identity issues, mainly because of the way she was treated. The poet, Mary Hope Whitehead Lee, herself is she's a mixed black and white, and pictures of her, she looks very Caucasian, but that's not to say this poem is written about her personal experiences, but I'm guessing that's a safe bet. In the beginning, she says she never wanted to be white. She never wanted to pass. So back in the day, passing was something that you could do if you were mixed and your skin was really, really fair and you could pass for white. And passing in today's society is a lot different than it would have been back then. I mean, nowadays it definitely would be frowned upon, but back then it wasn't such a bad thing because black people used to have to go through a lot of hell, as I'm sure you know, with segregation and all kind of Jim Crow lynches, all that stuff. So if you could pass for white and get away with it, it was dangerous, but it wasn't such a horrible thing. But she says that was never something she wanted to do. She only wanted to be darker. I love the imagery in the poem where she mentions all these beautiful shades of brown because, you know, us black people come in all kinds of shades. She says she dreamed her body moist earth brown. She prayed for chocolate, semi-sweet, bittersweet, dark chocolate, milk chocolate ice cream. Beautiful imagery there. And she goes into her personal experience. She says that her mom had to pull her out of almost all black Lincoln High because of the bullying she endured. And she says the other girls were reacting like she could give them some kind of disease, and they treated her like contact with her could be fatal, which I'm sure you can imagine what it would do to a young girl's self-esteem. She wasn't dark enough. She wasn't rowdy enough. They felt like she just wasn't black enough. She said she had to be friends with the white girl because none of the black girls would be her friend. She also mentions Florence Ballard. She said she wondered if they would have treated Florence Ballard so shabbily. So Florence Ballard, she's one of the founding members of the Supreme. She was fair-skinned. And I'm sure that this poet, she used to look up to her because she resembled her. Her features, her complexion was like her. But Florence Ballard, she was very important. Everybody loved her. And she wondered, I'm sure at times, why she couldn't get the same treatment and the same respect. But despite the bullying, she says she envied all of her classmates, all of her black classmates. And she even goes as far as to say she felt they might have been righteously justified in the way they were treating her because she said they were brown, like the sun loved they skin special. I love that language, that Southern dialect right there. Like the skin loved they skin special. Made me feel like I'm reading The Color Purple. And then she goes into some beautiful imagery of these brown tones, chestnut, bronze, copper, sepia, cinnamon, cocoa, mahogany. But then when she describes her own skin tone, the tone shifts and it's got negative connotations. Her hue was drab, faded out, yellow like a scorched July sky before it rains, and before the rain rinses away the hint of brown from the smog. So it's a lot different type of feelings when you read that. She also says she wasn't no Maureen Peale. So Maureen Peale, she's a character from Toni Morrison's book, The Bluest Eye. And in the book, this character, Maureen Peale, she was a high yellow and she was considered uppity. She came from a family who had money and she actually looked down on the dark-skinned blacks in the book. But the speaker in this poem, she said she wasn't like that. She wasn't a high yellow dream child. She wasn't dickty and hinkty. And these words just mean she wasn't high class or snobby or conceited and things like that. Towards the end of the poem, I was hoping that she would reach a point where she reached some type of resolution and felt confident in herself later in life, despite what she had experienced as a child. But it doesn't end on an up note. She says that she married a man because he was the first one to ask, and she was afraid nobody else would ask her to marry her. And he, on his side, he says he married her because he was thinking he'd have to marry himself a white girl because he couldn't find a black girl that was intelligent enough. But with her, she was like the next best thing to white, which nobody wants to settle, especially when getting married. But that appears to be what happened. Growing up, I know from my perspective, it used to seem as if the light-skinned black girls, they had it made. I mean, they always seem to be the most popular. And I never really considered that they were bullied at times by black girls, dark-skinned black girls, because they were light-skinned. That was something that I didn't see a lot. Maybe it doesn't happen as much as it used to back in the day, but it's a thing. And this poet definitely had to experience that. All right, so that's my analysis for this poem. I hope you liked this video. If so, hit the thumbs up button. Post a comment. Let me know what you thought of this poem or the analysis. Anything I missed you want to add in there, I'd love to hear it. Also, you can post a comment. Let me know what poem you think I should tackle next. I really appreciate your support. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you around again. Appreciate it.